Hi Pisces, it's Mary with Seer. Thank you for stopping by. I am doing your October 24th to the 31st weekly tarot. I hope you're doing well. So there's just something I want to talk to you about. I don't know if you've been struggling with some of the energy and some of this the whole journey we seem to be on right now. You know, maybe trying to understand other people. I mean, really taking a look at our lives, you know what I mean? And so, I was supposed to talk to everyone about this, so if you could be patient with the delivery, I'd appreciate that. Not that you're not. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to find the right words, because each sign, for each zodiac sign, the delivery is a little bit different. So I'm trying to get that clear signal here. So, there's a lot of energy about, and there's a lot of, we're learning new ways, new thinking, and new truths, right? And then we have the old ways, it's like when you quit a habit and you have the old ways, things that will trigger that habit, okay? So that's the same thing with this awakening and learning about new information. When we get triggered or we get worried, we'll go back to the old way of thinking, the way of doing, kind of like how a drug addict or alcoholic may go and drink. They'll have something that triggers them to do an old behavior. So, but a lot of us are having many people right now are having the awareness when it's coming. So it's like you feel different and you feel anxious and you find yourself thinking these thoughts that you used to think to create turmoil in your mind, right? That's a time, if you can stop yourself to say, I mean, this is just something that has been working for me. So when I ask for help from Spirit or guides, God, Jesus Christ, higher self, the Creator, okay? Please help me. I'm really troubled. I'm confused. It's that confusion, getting caught off balance. That's the old way, the way we're trying to get past, get through, I guess, break through to the other side. Anyway, so the message I've been getting. So you may have another message, and if you could share it with us in the comments, that would be great. We can all work together on this, of course. But the message that I get is, Mary, who are you? What do you know? What's the truth? That brings you back to a grounded place. Who are you? My name is A, B, and C. What do you know? I know that I'm loved. I know that I'm loving. I know that I'm kind. I know that I make mistakes. I know that here I'm having a human experience. I know that on and on and on. What else do you know? I know that the thing that I'm troubled about, the person I'm worried about, will be okay. I know that the pain that I feel that was personal probably wasn't personal, because it was about hurt people. And it was about how maybe somebody and I were triggering each other's actions because we were supposed to grow from this. Does that make sense? I know that if I don't learn this lesson, I will repeat it. That kind of stuff, okay? That really came out different. I did Leo before, and theirs came out a lot different, so. But until I asked that, I was losing my connection. So if you start losing your connection with what you just learned and what you powered up with, your new awakening, your new gifts, and you may be having, then it's a block. They're trying to say this is a block that needs to be lifted. So they're trying to get your attention, whether it's money troubles. I mean, you'll know, hopefully, and you'll be able to say, oh yeah, Mary was talking about that block, or the other readers might have been talking about it. Okay, you ready? Just going to see what we need to tell you for this week, okay? So we have the Page of Cups reversed, okay? This is about an offer not coming, an offer not given, an apology not coming. But it's also about, in love, also can be about a commitment. Unable to make a commitment. I am so sorry. That's just a notification. It was really loud. Okay. Now, next card is Two of Wands. So this is about maybe, it's about a choice that may have been made that, well, maybe it wasn't such a good choice. Maybe you feel like you don't have a choice of where to move forward. Okay. So the King of Cups reverse talks about somebody that really feels, well, it's emotional imbalance. So the King of Cups, well, it's all about, sorry, when a cup, like a water sign, or the cup, somebody that's embodying the King of Cups. So you're talking about a king energy, right? You're talking about somebody that's flipped. So a King of Cups flipped is very emotionally unstable. So this could be somebody that is embodying, has a lot of emotions, and they're really running them, okay? Whether it's addiction, whether it's abuse, they're not, it's not a good place that they're in, or it may be difficult to be around them. So, okay. Okay, so Temperance, excuse me. Temperance talks about, I'm getting a lot of this throat clearing in the readings. That usually means that there's words that need to be said to either party. I got that with Leo too. So Temperance talks about divine guidance, healing, okay? And the need to gain your footing, the need to gain the groundedness, to heal, because she's off balance. She's like gonna fall down, and it's a warning to get your balance back. Come on now. Okay. So, and then Pisces, this is the King of Cups. Well, because Pisces is water, this could be you or another water sign. Okay. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Okay. Then we have the Eight of Wands. So when this is reversed, that means something's not moving forward in the way you wanted. It's like swift movement. Maybe you thought something was going to happen faster. And it can also mean no communication. Communication is not received. It's something about somebody's not understanding also that, yeah. Okay, so for the last row, so we're going to do 6 rows. So the last one is a Queen of Wands. Now this is typically somebody that a person really desires. Now, sometimes it can be the other woman if there's a third party, okay? Because she's like doing all desires, and she's the one that pulls, like a siren pulls somebody away from from their relationship. It's just how it kind of comes up in readings, but it's not feeling that way here. Lately, I haven't been seeing her that way. It's more about the feminine that somebody desires, and it's also about self-confidence, having self-confidence, a woman in her power with self-confidence. Okay, so now Pisces, this could be you, or it could be the opposite person. It can resonate all or in part. Ooh, I'm having trouble talking. Okay, so we're gonna go in with the Page of Cups now. Okay, so the Page of Cups, it's about not having an offer, but having passion, wanting a new start. Somebody here wants a new start, even though there's no offer or apology. And then we have the King of Swords. Now this is air energy, or somebody embodying air energy. So this could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But this king is well, he's very strong, but he's also like kind of chill. Okay, this guy knows what the truth is. He doesn't need to argue with people. He's like, educated. And he may seem kind of aloof, but it's just because he doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. Interesting. And then we have the Emperor reverse. So somebody, this energy totally upsets somebody. It seems like it. It seems like sorry. It seems like the energy does upset someone. I don't know if somebody changed. Somebody changed. They're not the way they used to be. And so that turns somebody upside down. Emperor reverse is somebody that's really like speaking another language here. Wow. So somebody doesn't understand. It's like, you changed. I don't understand you. I don't understand the words you're speaking. And this lady too. Okay. This person cannot manipulate or work somebody the way they could. It's not working anymore. And that's the way it feels here. Somebody powered up and somebody can't do what they did to them before. Okay. So, and there's somebody here, this is the Fool reverse saying, I don't want to be the Fool. I'm not moving forward because I don't know what's going on. Okay, it's like, okay, interesting. Two of Wands here are reversed, so we're going to talk about the wrong path taken or not knowing which path to take, and that makes sense based on the last cards there, doesn't it? Okay, so we have the Three of Wands here. So don't know which path to take, don't know how to move forward, don't know if I can't make an apology, don't have an apology, don't have a commitment. And this is Three of Wands reverse, and don't have any, like, I got nothing to work with here. Nothing can come from this. I got nothing, right? Three of Wands reverse. No ships coming in. No inspiration. No way. Yeah, just struggling with the... Okay, let's do this again. This another one. So, the King of Pentacles is somebody that's in... Now, it could be Earth sign, like Taurus, Capricorn, and... Virgo. But a lot of these, they feel like they're embodying the energies, you know. So you could let me know how that works for you. I'm sure it's going to be different for different people. But this King of Pentacles reverse says, well, I'm not loyal. This person isn't loyal. This person isn't, they're not stable. They're not very honest. So this person kind of always has an agenda, you know. Always has looking for the bigger, better deal, right? This person is not they're not the husband everybody wants, because upright they are. They're husband and father. This way, no, not at all. This is what you see is not what you get. Not loyal. And in the World, and somebody doesn't want something to be over. I've seen this a lot. This is kind of, somebody doesn't want something to be over. Or if the cycle is not completed with a lesson integrated, the lesson will repeat. Could repeat with the same people, could repeat with different people. Different names. The names have been changed to protect the innocent. You know what I mean? You get the same thing with different people, different situations, but it's the same cycle because it has not been learned and integrated. Somebody's kind of coming to that conclusion, and now we have the Three of Swords. Broken heart after broken heart after broken heart and broken heart. Okay, I want one more here because this is just quite the story. Here's a Ten of Swords reverse. How do I end this painful cycle? That is the question that needs to be asked. How do I end it? Okay, so now we're going to go to the King of Cups reverse. Queen of Pentacles reverse. So we have the King and the Queen of Pentacles now, both reversed. The Queen of Pentacles reversed is somebody, well, it's a feminine energy, but she upright is the perfect wife. She's nurturing. She could have her own business. She's all that in a bag of chips. You know, she has a kid. She knows how to cook. She knows how to keep the house. She can do everything. Grow a garden, but reverse, she may not be good with money. May not be very good with the home. She's the opposite, or less than. Maybe not what she presents either, huh? Okay, so, and then we have the Devil. So it seems like this is how this feels. There's a lot going on because of addiction. Or ego, but it feels like addiction. People get turned upside down and don't make the best choices. When their addictions will turn any situation upside down. Well, people will do things they wouldn't do. And the longer they stay in it, the weirder it gets. Five of Wands reversed. So there is this conflict, right? This conflict, it could be on the outside or it could be inside or it could be both. Somebody's mind. These thoughts and these people's opinions, and it could be their old opinions of you. It could be new opinions, but it's also, when it's reversed, it's about lies. It's about opinions that are not true. And what if this was about you, or about somebody you loved, and it was these opinions somewhere in your head, somewhere outside, and somewhere in the news, and somewhere on mainstream media, some were in the schools. And some were just not true because maybe people were trying to manipulate others. I don't know where that came from, but if it's you, that's about, I don't usually say that. But there's this walking away from something here. There's this wanting to walk back to something here. To go back where maybe somebody was happy at one time. Now, where they were emotionally fulfilled. That does not feel like it's walking back to addiction. No, because that addiction is all over this. But that is walking back to something that at one time was good. And then we have Temperance here, okay? Where are we at? 18. These are going to be long, so I'm just going to do one or two a night because they're long ones. Nine of Pentacles. So, okay, I want to regain my balance, you say. And so here is the Knight. This is the person going back to the Knight to rebuild, to start walking again. Okay, now the Knight is slow moving. And, you know, it's like, I want to rebuild. And it takes a long time because, well, things weren't lost just like that. The addictions didn't appear just like that. Sometimes it takes years to build them. So how in the world do we think we're going to get past that in just a couple of years? But if one works, it can happen pretty fast. You can rebuild everything in a couple of years. It depends on how hard you want to work on it. So the Knight of Pentacles says, you are making progress towards your goal. But nobody said it was going to be fast. Not if you wanted to last. It won't be fast if you want it to last. Or slow and steady wins the race. A lot of readers say that. Okay? So, what are we working towards here? Oh, we're working towards the Queen of Swords. Here's the King, here's the Queen. The really cool thing about these two, educated, truth. Powerful, been through a lot of stuff. Truth. Doesn't let things slide anymore. Won't. She knows what hides underneath the questions that aren't asked. Now, that's beautiful. It would seem like we're having some mirroring going on. Yes, it does. See, How do I get my lover back? How do I heal? How do I move forward? Well, you have to start working on yourself. When you show up differently, think differently, process differently, take accountability, your world changes around you because your energy is different. You vibrate, different things come to you. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's talk. They're still going on in this one. So, Six of Pentacles. Now, with two people living in the truth and being able to communicate, because Swords is about communication. It's about saying the things that are not easy, but they need to be said. Because we know we're not going to let our emotions run us. We're going to think logically and then use all of what we have to make decisions. The Six of Pentacles says, I can do this. I can live with reciprocity. I can live with the give and take because I know how important it is now, right, Pisces? I can do that because I'm learning the lesson so I don't have to repeat it, right? I got two cards here. First one says, I've showed up. Somebody showed up in the past. I weren't sure if they could keep the commitment, didn't they? They showed up like Prince Charming, and they got bored, distracted, and rode off. I showed up like that in the past. And then we have the Eight of Swords, and tortured myself over it, or I was tortured over it. No more. This is reversed, no more. Taking the blindfold off, no more. Right? Okay, so let's go to the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands reverse says, well, I understand why I wasn't moving forward, why there's no communication. The Moon reverse talks about, well, trauma and addiction. And addiction from the trauma, to avoid the trauma, to avoid the bad feelings, how it just runs us. This is what I said about some things aren't personal, because it's about this person, if they hurt you, and maybe they hurt you more because they loved you more, because you triggered it more, because maybe the contrast was so great, it just blew their mind, because they weren't expecting to be loved so much. Sorry about that. I need to turn that down. You see what I mean? It could be so many things, but whatever applies to you. The things that we did when we hurt others wasn't always personal, was it? We have to start looking at some things this way so we can have peace. It's a bigger picture. What if we were all triggered with our worst behavior to just flip this thing back where it needs to be and just go, can you forgive? Can you forgive? Can someone change? You say, no, they can't change. Can you change? If you can change, anybody can change. Right, Pisces? And there it is. Okay, here we go. So we're talking about being run by addiction. We're talking about not looking at trauma. We're talking about Five of Swords reverse. It's about fighting and winning the fight just because you want to be right. That's about the old programming, right? My side's right, your side's right, their side's right, their side's right. As soon as you're on a side, then you backstab everybody. We were just shown this so much. It's damaging. It's damaging us and everyone around us. Let's just own it. Let's look at things for what they are. Let's get a grip on this and move it along. Four of Pentacles says, I want to build my foundation. I'm ready for my foundation. This guy, he has what's important to him right here. Yeah, that's some Pentacles, but Pentacles can mean a lot of things. It can mean my home, my relationship, my job. Those are things we should be holding close to us. My thoughts, my life, my health, yes. And if anybody tells you shouldn't be protecting that, well, they're just not really thinking about what they're saying too much, are they? Or they're trying to be manipulative. Back to who am I? Right? Who am I? What do I know? It's the right thing to do to protect your things, your assets, and your family. But not to do everything just for money either. You see? You know what you know. Ace of Pentacles says, I know that I can work towards and have a new start and build my abundance. This is a gift from the divine of abundance. The work has to be done. Right? But the work is easy. It's easy once you start. Once you understand that we all are worthy of this abundance. We always have been. The High Priestess reverse talks about, well, there's a lot of things you've known, Pisces, and that you haven't listened to. There's a lot of things inherently that you've known. So, you have hidden knowledge that you haven't really listened to. Hidden knowledge means, like ancient knowledge. Hidden knowledge, kind of a bad way of saying this, but like ancient knowledge, not what Joe did on Saturday night while his wife was out of town. Maybe you got that knowledge too, but you see what I mean? This is talking about spiritual knowledge that maybe you might have come in with. Connections to spirit that you don't talk about. And this talks about kind of blocking that because there's guidance there. And although the High Priestess is about the dark and things unseen, it's not something to be afraid of because that will help with what has been driving the addiction and the behavior. The tapping into the spiritual guidance will help. Okay, so let's talk about this desirable, inspiring, hot woman, female energy. Okay, this person is creative and has no fear. Let's talk about this person. Well, somebody is thinking about making an offer. Or, yeah, it's an offer. Somebody's being inspired by this Queen of Wands. Page of Wands. In fact, kind of looking at her with this wand. Careful now. Okay, I like to tease you. Oh, and then we have Justice. Oh, look at that. Starting to see how things are balanced. Starting to see how maybe there is justice after all, huh? Maybe we have more control than we know. Maybe we don't have to be afraid of having our heart broken or just separating that we'll get hurt. Maybe getting hurt is part of it. And after we heal, we see more. But there's a difference about doing the work and avoiding the work. Avoiding the work allows us to get sicker. It really does. Our emotional equilibrium does not. It takes work. But it's like every day when you do something every day, how every day it's easier, you know? So, Eight of Pentacles says, well, I can kind of see I didn't have some things mastered in my life. I haven't been doing something every day. I haven't mastered it. The Hanging Man reverse says, well, I don't want to be a fool. I don't want to. It's like wanting to do things with a vision, right? Not just jumping off as a fool and saying, oh, it'll all be okay. I'm sorry. I don't know. This is the Hanging Man. Wow, that was weird. See, it's almost the same symbol as the Fool. Maybe it'll come up. I'll show it to you. It's the same guy. It's so close. Wow. Okay. Let's just roll it back 30 seconds here. So sorry. Somehow I think that's going to apply too, though. The Hanging Man reverse says, well, there has to be a different point of view. There has to be a different point of view so or you'll be stuck. Somebody will be stuck. Okay? Because when the hanging man is upright, is saying, okay, I got another point of view. I've hung here enough. Because it's uncomfortable. He's hanging upside down. And the blood's going to his head. It's uncomfortable. He can only be there so long. Okay? This is something that needs to be done still. Something about the balance. Seven of Cups. Somebody needs to look at the cups. The avoidance. What you used or somebody used to avoid the truth. Whether it's addiction, different substances in there, or different people. Okay? What did we use to avoid our emotions? Okay? And it's coming to the conclusion that those weren't really good choices now, were they? Now, if you want justice, right? Five of Cups says, I understand what I overlooked. I understand and I'm healing from the disappointment and the regret. And understanding my part in it. These are almost talking for themselves. Ten of Cups says, I know with that understanding and making these changes, the happiness is achievable. Isn't that interesting? But you have to get through it. You have to get that anxiety and the old programming out and understand that it is achievable. Why wouldn't it be? Ten of Cups says, I'm happy, I'm successful, I have a beautiful home life, I have a family, I have great abundance. Great abundance. Okay, one more card here. Six of Cups says, well, this is about things coming from the past. So for me, this is a warning that when you get to this happy place, not to slip. Don't slip because you feel like you don't deserve it or that old crap comes back. Don't let it come back. Don't let the friends or the old feelings come back to put you back in that addictive place. That place where you lose who you are. Don't let a little thing or a big thing throw you back there. Because then the cycle will have to be repeated again. You've done so much work here. So much work. Really proud of you. I think this says it all. Have a great Halloween and enjoy the spookiness. Take care. I also have tarot readings. I do personal tarot readings. They're on my website. And that is in the description box. Take care, Pisces.